Welcome back to your History of Perspectives of People.
Today, we'll be discussing an overview of the perspective of Mexican Americans during the American westward expansion.
Mexico won its independence against Spain in 1821.
Shortly after, Stephen F. Austin carried on his father's dream of creating a colony in Spanish Texas under the Mexican circumstances of selecting only moral and hard-working settlers. They had to promise to become Mexican citizens, and they must join the Catholic Church.
By 1830, there were about 25,000 Americans in Texas, compared to 4,000 Tejanos.
Those Americans are refusing to follow the Mexican laws. They're refusing to become Mexican citizens and join the Catholic Church. On March 6, 1836, Mexican soldiers under Santa Anna's command killed every man under the Alamo.
In April, Commander Sam Houston and his troops staged a surprise attack at late afternoon on Santa Anna's army, yelling, "Remember the Alamo, the Americans won the Texas War of Independence."
In 1845, Texas was annexed and became the 28th state of America.
On April 25, 1846, Mexican soldiers fired on U.S. troops who were patrolling along the Rio Grande. This event was a perfect excuse for President Polk to start a war.
Ultimately, in September 1847, Mexico City was captured by the American general, Winfield Scott, who landed in Veracruz, but eventually fought his way to Mexico City, where he staged a takeover.
In 1848, the Americans and Mexicans come to a decision, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Mexicans could include Texas and also the Mexican section. The compromise was that Americans would pay $15 million and keep remaining citizens safe.
However, America never repaid Mexico, nor did they protect Mexican American citizens. There were about 80,000 to 100,000 left.
In 1853, James Gadsden, a businessman and diplomat, arranged for a strip of land south of Mexican Cession for $10 million. This was for railroad workers.
All right, discussion question. Why would the Mexicans agree if the U.S. had already shown that they were not trustworthy? Answer now.
Ephraim Gilman, the U.S. General Land Office, designed a map to reflect the territories of the Mexican Cession, contributing to the American westward expansion. During December 1848, President James K. Polk, the 11th President of America, orders the map to inform Congress about taking over the Mexican Cession. General Lopez, second in command to Santa Anna. April 18, 1847. I am writing after a bitter defeat. We have been captured. Yes, Mexico City has been captured by those Americans. We had many soldiers, about 12,000 men. It is where the 5,000 cavalry. We watched the other side thinking it was hopeless for them. They had about 2,800 soldiers, none mounted, and no artillery. Valencia, a fellow commander, had more men, about 7,000 men with 2,000 cavalry. They even had 22 pieces of cannon. Why then? Not even half an hour later, we were done. The damage was 700 killed, 1,300 prisoners, 21 pieces of cannon, and 700 mules. Oh, to the Americans, alas, I must leave. My fate is yet to be decided.
An important legal ramification for Mexican Americans included the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. This treaty was for the Mexicans and Americans agreeing on something so that they wouldn't fight anymore. This included the Mexicans handing over Texas along with the Mexican Cession, which gave over California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. Some American senators opposed this, as some thought that they had no right other than Texas because of the huge Mexican-American War, while even others thought that California and New Mexico weren't worth $1. And then, of course, there were some other parts that believed that this was all part of manifest destiny. In the end, however, the treaty was ratified 38-14. In return, America agreed to give over $15 million and to protect the 80,000 to 100,000 citizens left living in the Mexican Cession. However, America did not keep any of these promises, and these were left empty promises.
What impact did the westward expansion have on the Mexican-American economy, social norms, life? How did it change? There.
Answer now. The Mexican Americans were impacted as America gained more Mexican territory.
The Mexican-American economy became smaller due to the money America never repaid Mexico through the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo.
Yeah. On the other hand, the American economy expanded due to the increased amount of land from Mexico. The new states Mexico provided for America included California, Utah, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and even a part of Oregon.
Nowadays, many Mexican Americans live throughout the United States. The border between Mexico and America is still a constant struggle. President Trump declares on building a wall between the United States and Mexico.
That's it. That's a wrap.
Thank you for watching.